Alright, it's Mark. We're just unboxing some new stuff today that's come in, so let's see what we've got here. These are the... Oops, I haven't gone off track there. These are brand new brake discs. So we'll have a look at one of these and see how much fatter it is than the one that I've just taken off. And I'll put it the other way up so we can see it properly. Let's move the knife out of the way. And obviously I'll degrease these when they I'll degrease these because I'm touching them with my hands, so as we degrease them. So that was, oh my word, they are a lot fatter. My word. Whoa, don't want to drop it on the floor there. Right, how do I get a flat surface? Right, let's move some of this out of the way. I don't want that to drop on the floor. Let's move some of this out of the way. So I've ordered my new swivel bearings. If you watched a video from a couple of days ago, I noticed the swivel bearing had gone on the bottom. So these are the new disc. Crikey. They're about plumbing 2 mil. I don't know if you can see that on the video, I hope you can. They're about 2 mil difference. That is belting. Make sure the holes line up in the right place. Yeah, they're absolutely right. They're absolutely bang on. Got a groove on there. We've got a lip in there, so they're exactly right. Exactly the right disc. So I'll put them back in there. As I say, I'll degrease them before I put them on because I've got oily hands. We'll keep them protected. They go on this bit, which is the hub, and I've got new seals arrived for there. So they can go back in there for now. But they're a good 2 mil bigger than these old discs. So they can go in the bin. And what else have I got? We've got some new goodies as well. So we got the new cones. I'll take these out. Oops. So these are the new cones. Nice and solid, and they're to specs. They're pretty good. Let's just check they're the right ones as well. We'll check with the old one, make sure they're the right shape and the right type. They look the right height. I've got a level there. I've got a straight edge. Let's have a look at the straight edge. I've got a straight edge. Yes. Yeah, they're the right type. Just move that out of the way. Yeah, they're the right. They're exactly the same by the looks of it. Are the holes in the right place? The retainers, yes they are. So they're perfect. They're the right product. It looks like it's the same ones that were on there. So these are, you can get galvanized ones of these, but I've gone for painted because that's what was on the truck to start with. They didn't put galvanized ones on Landrovers when they were built from the factory, so I've gone with painted ones. They're not that hard to replace, if I'm honest. They're only 4 bolts once you got the cap off. I said this was the mounting plate, didn't I? On a previous video, that's the cap, obviously. You take that off the inside of the wing, and then you can get to the retaining bolt in there. And then the 4 bolts hold it onto the actual retaining ring, which goes underneath the shock absorber mount. That's in there. So they're nice and new. We'll move them over there. Back to the brake disc. So the brake disc I'm using Loctite 242. That's a medium strength thread locker, and that's for this surface here. So no, it isn't. It's for the back. I don't know about. It's for this surface here. So I'm going to Loctite these bolts in on there, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of copper slip or copper grease onto these surfaces here, and that's so they don't fuse together, because these brake discs will last about, they should do 50,000 miles, these, I would think. So in 50,000 miles, I want to take these apart and then renew the discs, of course. So I want to be able to get them apart. And these two machine surfaces, that on there and that on the disc will meld themselves together, so they're quite tough to get apart. So I'm going to Loctite them in so they're secure, but then composite that machine surface so I can get them off in the future, or the next guy that has the Landrover can get them off in the future. And then I've got another load more bits. It's blooming exciting getting bits. I love getting bits. Fantastic. So what have we got here? So there's the Loctite for doing that job. I'll leave that up there. Then we've got bottom swivel bearings. We've got new bearings for this little baby. So the new bearing fits in there. And then we've got the swivel or the ball retaining seal. Oh, sorry, the seal and then the retaining ring that goes on the seal that holds it on the ball, on the, swivel. I said, I called it a shiny thing on one of my, I've got 4 seals. I wonder why I've got 4 seals. Should only be 2. Right, never mind, I've got 4. And then I've got the seals that sit inside. Oh, where do they sit? Where do they sit? There you go on this. Is it the subaxial seal? No, I don't know what these seals are for. It must be the swivel. Has the seal got swivel? Where do these seals go? I don't know. Oh, they're the swivel pin seals. Okay, that's right. And then I've got hub seals, wheel bearing seals there. That's all nice and new parts in there as well. And what else? Oh, I forgot the main thing. Let's drag it over. This is the main baby. So if you've watched the previous video, we've been doing the steering box. So the steering box is now refurbed. A little bit of oil on it still. Refurbed and done and painted. That's going to sit in there for a couple of days till the weekend. Now new, these are about £1,000, and to get them refurbed is about 140, 150. And what they do is they change the, I can't drag them there, that's quite tough. Then of course I've got this was the joint that failed the MOT. This was this, I was hammering this on another video because it's actually gone stiff now. But that boot had failed, and to get through the MOT I could have just put a new boot on there, but I could see inside there, look, it's all starting to rot. So I could have bashed it out, put a new joint on there, but I thought, well, hang on. The arms are like 20 quid for the whole arm, and the arms are a bit of a pig to get off on the bench. In fact, someone's had that off before. Look, they've used a chisel on there to get the nut off, in desperation probably. I thought, well, the steering box at the bottom seal is leaking. That's not the bottom seal. Yes, it is. That's the bottom seal. So the bottom seal was leaking, so we put a new seal on there. New bearings on the shaft, and it's been painted. So we've got 4 or 5 new bearings, 5 new bearings in there, new seals in there, and so that's ready to go on. So we'll put that on at the weekend. But as I say, I mean, it's worth rebuilding, I think, because they're £1,000 new, and this has cost 140, which is a lot of difference. So I think that's worth doing. If it doesn't last too long, then obviously we'll rebuild it myself, or we'll get a new one. Will depend. So we've got brake discs for the weekend to go on there. We've got swivel bearings to go on there. We've got the balls coming, the actual swivels coming. So when the swivels arrive, we can start to build the hub back up. And I've got some gaskets here as well. The gaskets for doing the joining the swivel to the axle, because the axle is now bare at the moment. It's got a little film of oil over it to make it right, but I'll put Loctite on a paper gasket on there. Now that's the old way of doing it, putting Loctite 242. It's a medium strength locker, because using Loctite, I used to use that 20 years ago, and the thing is, you want it to be dismantleable with hand tools, and Loctite 242 is dismantleable with hand tools, so it's a medium strength. Well, it's effectively a glue, isn't it, for nuts and bolts? So it's a medium strength glue, and so you can get it off later if you need to do maintenance and repair and stuff. So I'll put my that's part of my steering box, which obviously I've painted as well, so I'll put that as in my steering box. And then the nuts and bolts I keep in there, because they're all going back on, because the nuts and bolts are fine. Because they're lock tabbed on, they're not, if I'll show you. Where's the steering box nuts and bolts? They're there. So the steering box bolts are, the threads are fine on these anyway, and these are lock tabbed over. So you don't need spring washers. You don't need nylocks. Well, I think there might be nylocks, are they? Can't tell if they're nylocks or not, 'cause I can't find them. Never mind. Sure they're around somewhere, but they're lock tabbed on anyway. The lock tab's obviously on the nut side, not the bolt side, but they're lock tabbed, so they'll be fine to go back on. So we're rebuilding the steering box at the weekend. Oh, sorry, we're putting the steering box back on the truck, and then lining up all the bits and pieces for the steering box. So I've got this UJ. This UJ is absolutely fine. This one, that's one off the steering column, and I've got to make sure it's in the right place. I've got a new arm going on there with a new ball joint, which is in one of these boxes somewhere, so I'll be finding that later. I have no idea where it is. Now I'm working to the specs because I'm trying to do this better than factory. So I'm working to the spec. This is the workshop manual. It's gonna get oily. I've got two versions of this, one for in the house I'm reading and one for in the garage. This one's gonna get oily, of course, but I'm trying to do it better than factory. So I'm trying to build it better than the factory did. I'm not using all genuine parts, if I'm honest, because some Landrover parts, as you'll probably know, are an absolute fortune. And you can go to second hand, you can go to third party or second party, whatever, manufacturers to get bearings and stuff. So you don't have to use Landrover bearings because they're OEM parts. So I'm trying to do it better than factory with a bit of luck. So that's our bits for, excuse me, that's our bits for tonight. Hopefully we'll have a steering box on the truck to show you on Saturday, and we'll have the discs built up onto the hubs. We'll knock the bearings out once the bearings come, so therefore don't get them the wrong way around or anything, and it's easy to put them back together. But that's where we are so far. All right, hopefully you tune into more videos. See you soon.